Happy Saturday, everybody. Tiffany Newman here, your legacy brand strategist. I'm joined with the amazing Jennifer Rosenfeld. Jennifer is a coach specifically for musicians. And today I get to reveal her brand new shiny website. So I'm super excited about that. And we're also going to talk about just navigating our new normal, what Jennifer has been doing in her business, and how she's helping musicians kind of navigate the times that we're in right now. So thank you so much for joining me, Jennifer.
Thank you, Tiffany. So happy to be here.
Awesome. And so I'll just start out by asking you to share a little bit more. I gave a really little snippet of what you do, but maybe talk us through your journey. We've known each other for a while now, and are friends, and walked through this last couple of years together. But I think it'd be best for people to hear it from you, kind of like what journey you've been on.
Absolutely. Well, my work has been coaching classical musicians on developing their careers for a long time. And I pivoted a little bit, almost 2 years ago. And Tiffany was there, like at the moment of decision.
Yes.
Sort of like change a little bit how I worked. And right now I'm really focused on working with classical musicians and people in the performing arts on developing online teaching and coaching businesses. So that's what I've been focused on. And my clients teach everything from how to play your instrument, whether it's the violin or the double bass or piano, to other types of coaching and professional development that serve the musician community.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing it. It's such an amazing niche, and it's so cool to see how you have done that shift and done it quickly and done it really well. And so, yeah, for those of you out there, there's so many coaches, but when you have a specific niche like this, it's really just so helpful because Jennifer understands her clients so well, and she's written a musical and done so many amazing things in her own journey. So it's so cool. So before we dive into the actual reveal, and I'm going to actually show everybody the brand guide first, because for those of you joining us, thank you for being here. First of all, I always forget that part because I get so excited to dive in. Um, I'm going to just back up a little bit and show people kind of the evolution. So the brand guide, how we worked on that together, and then how it will evolve into a website. So a lot of the brand reveals I've done earlier this week, we're just on the point where we've revealed the brand, and then the next steps is the website. So this is actually exciting, so people get to see like what comes next after that, because having a logo and some colors really doesn't serve you until you can put it into use. So yeah, Jennifer, I'd just love to hear from you before we dive in, how the process was for you, if you had a favorite part, if you found it easy, difficult. Yeah, I'd just love for you to share.
Well, this is my first time doing this. Like, I haven't had a personal website ever. So that was really special to do that, but it was also really challenging for me as far as like, um, I'm not a visual person, I'm not a designer. So communicating around that, or even knowing what I want or what I wanted, or how to communicate what I do in a more visual way, is not in my wheelhouse. And what has been so great about you, Tiffany, is like, you're such a great translator of that
Hmm.
and able to help bring that out so that we could work together on this process. And, you were also so generous with your time because I went through many different iterations of what I wanted. I had pictures, like I had some pictures taken and then I wasn't really happy with them. And I, did a second round of a photo shoot and all of that. So it was kind of an extended process. Um, but you were so patient with me and so like adaptive and responsive to me as I was also like evolving in my concept of what do I even do? How do I want to be seen in the world? So, working with Tiffany, it's not just like getting the website or the branding done. It's a lot about, how do I want to represent what I'm doing in the world, and how do I get comfortable with doing that in the first place? So yeah, that was sort of a lot of the process. To me, it feels like unbelievable that we've made it to this point because I was like I made the process really slow in some ways. So yeah, it's been really cool. And now it's amazing to look at the website and be like, oh my gosh, this looks so professional.
Yay.
And it's just kind of hard to believe. So it's been really exciting, and I couldn't have felt like I had a better friend and supporter and expert in the process than working with you.
Oh, well, thank you for that. And yeah, I've just been so honored to work with you. You're such a pleasure and so professional. So it's a process. And that's what I found is it's really needs to be client driven and guided. And, the branding process, when I take people through the cohorts, typically that's a set time, right? But once you get into the website, it's content, it's coming up who you are. And like you said, how you want to serve, how you want to be seen. It's also creating a space. It's a container really for your potential clients to show up and like see you without meeting you in person. It's a weird thing if you think about it. And so it does, it can take time. And typically even when people want to rush it, I always suggest, we can absolutely do that. But when you feel like taking the time, it's always a good thing to do because again, in a legacy brand, it's the same thing as the website. You don't want to do it and then have to do it again in another year or two. So why not do it right the first time?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm going to just move a few things around here on my screen and we will dive right in. I'm just going to walk everybody through, like I said, again, I like sharing this behind the scenes a little bit so people can really get an understanding of what exactly happens in the process. So before we created the website, and I'll just go through this quickly because obviously everybody wants to see the beautiful website. But the guide here was really the first steps. And like I do with all my clients, we really look at the core ideals in the business. So with Jennifer, it was, the creativity, the passion, and then how she mentors her clients. And then the target descriptors and the supporting ideals. So really everything that she's bringing to the table and how she wants to empower her clients. And then that all correlates into the final logo, which Jennifer, I'm sure you remember before we jump into that, we took a little bit of time and we kind of played with, this is a musical thing. So we played with music notes and just being a little bit more like obvious with the logo. And was another process too. And it's really interesting how that turns out as far as it's a process, right? And so we thought, well, we really want that in there, but it didn't feel right, I think, to either one of us. And so we reinvented the wheel. And that's the thing too, is it's a lot of times brand experts, or if you go on Fiverr, it's like, okay, here's your logos, pick them. Where for me, again, I want it to be a legacy brand, something you're going to stick with. So we really positioned you as a thought leader with your name. And then the music piece will come in as people will see through the website and other tangible places. Let's see. So let me share again. Keeps going back and forth here. So then we have the secondary logos. So if you want to talk just a little bit about where the six-figure musician entrepreneur came in, and then I'll talk too about how that creates a branded system for you.
Yeah, so I run a group coaching program that's sort of like my signature offer. It's called the Six-Figure Musician Entrepreneur. It's been a 4-month program. It'll actually be a 6-month program next time. But that is, I basically do that, and I do a little bit of individual coaching. So that's sort of the core of what I do. I'm helping musicians become entrepreneurial and start their businesses and be on the path to the 6-figure threshold. So it's so cool to have a logo for my program, and I use it all the time on so many things. And Tiffany, we were just talking about how I'm doing an online version of my what would have been a live event, and I got stickers printed. I got like beautiful cards with that logo on it, which is so cool. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And we also did, I will mention too, is Jennifer along with the website, we did a full implementation. So graphics for social media, and even a handout when she does do live events, which I believe you've already used. So it's really cool too when you see the brand extend through all of the platforms. And one thing I did want to talk before we jump back in, Jennifer, I think it's just really valuable for other entrepreneurs to hear. You mentioned, I was going to bring it up later, but let's just talk about it now since you brought it up, how you've shifted, because I think it's so important. I keep saying this will pass, and the people who keep on with their businesses, even when we don't feel like it, like I certainly didn't feel like showing up live every day this week, if I'm honest, with everything else going on in the world. You had a webinar today, but it's really up to us as leaders to help our clients show up and help others show up. So if you want to talk a little bit about, how you made that shift and what you're going to be doing moving forward, that would be awesome.
Yeah, well, I'm in the world of classical music. Our industry has been hit really, really, really hard by the pandemic, because so many musicians count on being able to perform for their income.
In person, yeah.
A lot of freelancers or even members of orchestras are having their seasons canceled for the remainder of, the spring. So it's a big time of loss. And at the same time, my feeling is that these events have only exacerbated the vulnerabilities in our industry rather than created something that was bad to begin with. I mean, it's horrible what has happened, but I feel like it's so devastating because the problems that were already there, problems that I've been working to address with my clients in terms of having other income streams that are within their control. And what I found for my clients is they've all been impacted in pretty significant ways, but they feel like they're okay and they have a way forward. And even one of my clients, who is, she's a harp player in Germany, who earned over $10,000 this week.
Wow.
So it's I think there can be a hesitation around, do we stop? Do we not engage in our businesses? And for me, I'm just looking at how can I serve our community and help musicians not be in this situation again. So I just finished hosting a 2-week summit called The Classical Music Industry Reinvented. And then earlier today, I did a webinar teaching my 6-figure musician entrepreneur roadmap. So been busy with that. And then I have my live event, formerly live in person, now online event in 2 weeks. So that's really the offer that I'm selling right now, is spots at that virtual experience. And kind of what's nice is that I can actually accommodate more people now that it'll be online. And it's at a lower price point than most of my other offers. So that's sort of how I'm adapting to this moment, because it's just looking at how do I be relevant and speak to what is needed right now.
Yeah, so beautiful. And I think that's all we can do, but especially with musicians, like you said, they cannot show up in person. So how can they make it through? And I think it's also applicable to all entrepreneurs, because we're all adapting in the moment. So I just love each day this week when I've been interviewing people and revealing their brands. Everybody's kind of taking it in a different direction and different way, but still supporting their communities. And it's just so beautiful. So thank you for sharing that. So if anybody is a classical musician, definitely make sure that you hook up with Jennifer during this time or in the future. But she's really making some amazing movement and helping people out. All right, let's finish up here and then actually do the reveal. We're almost there. All right, so yes, and the other cool thing about this is, we have Jennifer's logo, which is her thought leader logo, and then the branded system. So not only will this 6-figure musician entrepreneur be relevant, but we also have one that has the word summit underneath of it. So it automatically was able to be used in that capacity, as well as she has future offers and her business continues to evolve in the future. That's the point of a legacy brand, is that you have a branded system. So this is a very simple, clean look that can be created as she adds additional things into her business. Then we have the colors that all work together, the fonts, And then we came up with a brand board, which kind of, these pictures are actually from her new photo shoot, but these old ones, we're kind of just getting that feeling tone of what would be reflected in the photo shoot, and then again on the website. So then, drum roll, I will dive right in and we will show the website. Yay.
Yay.
So yes, so here is the main hero shot. And again, I love working with all entrepreneurs, all of my clients, with really creating a vision for what the website will be. And Jennifer, the second time around, had this amazing photo shoot, as you'll see. Sorry, I got hair or something on my face. And so we were able to implement those. We had decided the colors ahead of time, all these things, and kind of shifted even a little bit after the photo shoot to add in a few colors that we really like to pull. So it's always fluid, but then also brought in the idea of, getting shots of her writing her musical and doing these things. So you can see in the background, yes, here's Jennifer, the thought leader for classical musicians, but also when people land here, they're seeing those music notes right away. Then the opt-in, you can see, discover how 5 musicians created alternative income streams. So directly speaking to what she was just talking about. So you can download that. Amazing testimonials from clients that she's already worked with about Jennifer. And so I'll just kind of scroll through, Jennifer. If you want to just say a few words about the final product and what you're most excited about, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big project, certainly for you and your team, and also for me. But it feels so good to know that it's done, and I don't plan on changing it for a good long while, and I feel like it will last me a really long time too. And that is amazing. Like, I finally have a place that says all the things and really has all the information for people to connect with me. So that feels really good to finally have that done.
Awesome. Yeah, so I'll leave it here with the website. So everybody, you could definitely check it out. And I just want to point out on this page, especially to the work with me, you can see here how, it doesn't have to be, like she said, it is a big project. You got to write copy and do that. But once it's done, it's done. And it's also flexible. So I always tell clients, once we get it up and running, I show them the back end. So Jennifer's been doing a few updates along the way herself when, she wanted to change things. And, she can add new offers, take them away. So it really makes it, simple. That's the whole point. Once you get through the process.
And can I just say, like, I have a lot of experience using WordPress. Like, I've used it before, but the template or like the whatever plugins that you use to edit it are so much easier than what I had been used to. So changing text, it's like not a big deal at all. And that is amazing.
Awesome. Yes, we definitely spent a lot of time deciding which features to use, because that's the point too. You don't want to call somebody up every time you need a wet edit on your website. Like, I'd be happy to do that, but it doesn't serve anybody if you just want to change a sentence, Yeah. So awesome. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for doing another reveal. We did one earlier, but it's just so awesome, I think, for people to see like where it's ended up. And I love shining the light on my amazing clients. You are doing such beautiful work in the world. And so just shout out to you for that, and just sending love to all the musicians out there. I personally am obsessed with live music, and so it makes me so sad that I can't go right now. But I know, people are making do online, and there will be a day where we can do that again. And I think it'll just flourish even more, because artists kind of hold the world up, right? Like, when it comes down to it.
Totally.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much, Tiffany. Thank you for your beautiful work on this website. It's been really fun to work with you on it, and I'm so excited to have it now.
Yay. Thank you. And everybody go follow Jennifer on Facebook, jenniferrosenfeld.com. And I'll be back with a couple more reveals tomorrow and Monday. I have another website reveal for you and another brand reveal, and just sending lots of love and light to everybody. And I hope you're all having a nice, relaxing weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.